Hi, this is Reese from CreataCRM, and welcome to Getting Started and How Do We Navigate Through Creata. Now, this is the first video we've got just on getting started, and we're going to be just introducing the first module in Creata, which is the CRM module that we have in here. So we're going to go through and take a look of when you do log in, what do you have in front of you, and explain a bit more about that. So let's take you through the Getting Started module of CreataCRM. So when you log in, you get this first screen. Now, this first screen has 4 cards in front of it, and it's a quick view for you to navigate through the application, and we can call this a CRM section. A CRM section is just going through 4 components. You've got your contacts in your database, which you click in here. You just single click on the contacts section. You've got your organizations or companies in here that shows you all your organizations, and obviously organizations have people, which is contacts in the CRM. We'll go through that a little bit in front of you. Then you've got things like your dashboard, your tasks, your open tasks. These are to-dos that you will have to do that are connected to your companies or your contacts in the system. And it shows you just in a single point what do you have for today or what have you got for coming up in the future. And then you've got things like activities. That's your meetings, calls, different things. That's activities that you have had with your contacts and companies. And that's a good feature there to show you that you what have you done and what are you going to do. We do link to Office 365 and other applications, so that means is that you can schedule meetings inside of Outlook, and it will come into our system and show you at a single point of view you've got a meeting coming through. So there are the 4 sections. Also, it would be good to note that you have the current and all view, so you can click on current users and all users, and that would give, for example, the task of all users. Switch it here and just does your user. So that is good for just filtering out different things about in front of you. You also got your report modules that you have. You can click on reports, and that's connected to each card has its own reports. So you can have a report for quotes, a report for contacts, and so forth. You've got your settings menu for each of those cards, and that means that when you select it, it'll have different settings for different elements there. And that means that this one you're seeing is just managing your drop-down lists for contacts companies. And then you got your main views there. That this dashboard is a very quick view that you go through, and as you can see, very, very quick, that you can actually toggle through into the application really quickly to see information. We do have main views. I'll show you that in a minute, what you've got there as well. Now, the first thing you're probably going to ask us, the first thing we should do is how do you search the contact? So we're going to rest our cursor inside the search section and just type in a person called Reese and click on the enter key. That has searched the contact section, which is here, and said that search for anyone that contains Reese with any one of these fields here. So if I went John, for example, it will find John in any one of the fields, which would be first name, last name, title, company, email, phone, and create date. So that shows you really quickly. The other thing that you can do with the searching capability is what you've got to do is you've got to go backspace and hit the enter key to refresh it as well. The next thing you can do is you can search from a particular date. So for example, on tasks, you want to go, look, I want to have any open tasks that's due from ever to today. And you can click on that task. I'm just going to go back a bit and do the 1st of January, and it will filter that task, anything to the 1st. You can go the other way as well, where you can go all the way back and just say, oh, I just want to see anything from May to June, and click on that as well. Okay. Go back even further. Not making sense here. So the next thing you want to do in this view is make a quick contact, for example, quick company. You just have to click on the new button. So first you click on the contact screen, click on the new button here, and it brings down a new field. So it'll be something like Reese Harper, and this is a quick creating of contacts, and this is what people want. So if I go CreataCRM, now there's already a person CreataCRM in here. As you pre-type into an organization, it shows you what's going on. So I'm going to go Fred Smith Company. So there's no Fred Smith Company, so it's going to create a new one. And when you click on that or leave the screen, it's going to have a bracket new in there. So for that, I had to just click on it because it allows you to keep on typing in there. So I'm just going to Reese at Database Partners. Okay, and a phone number here. Okay, and comments. Now the comments is really good if you're just writing something quick. You can really enter the key in and go, this is a test comment, and yada yada yada. And then you just simply click on the create button. That will just create the contact here. Put the contact in here. Now, the next thing you can do is the other ones you can do is things like tasks. Tasks have the same capability here. You can put the task in the section here. You can say follow up on John Smith, or John Smith called. You can click on the second field and have the due date when it's due, and that can notify the person, and click on done. You can select the contact that the person called, John. See if Smith is here. Yes, he is. And click on that. And then you can say, I'm going to email the person a reminder within 10 minutes from the 3rd of the 6th at around 7 o'clock. And then you can do things like task types that you can create as well. That's in the settings section up here. You can create your own task types. So if you want to add more features on the task types, click on settings and go there to add more, which is type of a task, which should be a follow-up task, admin task, any particular task you want. The next thing, you can type in more information. Okay, here. And the last thing you can do is you can actually schedule and assign another user here. So you can click on admin or user and create the task for user, for example, and that will click on create. And then you've got a user in here for a task that they can have, and you can send it across. So that's showing you just on the basic navigationals of the dashboard. That's the first view that you have, and we can then progress to the main menu. So the main menu, for example, is if you go into companies here and you want to have more interaction with the data in front of you. For example, at the moment, this doesn't drag and drop. You can sort them, but it doesn't give you any drag and drop capability. So you go to the main menu by single clicking up the main menu, and that gives you more features that you can have. For example, you can inline edit these particular companies, which is very handy. For example, click on here. If, for example, they're not in New South Wales, they're in Victoria, you can change into here and change the views really quickly as you go through and just talk about the primary companies. Actually, this person, for example, Don 2. So you can interact with the fields much quicker in the CRM by doing this. So you can click on here. It gives you ability. So when you do, it's got potential duplications. If you've got one that's the company, but you can see other companies as well. Now the next part on this view is really important. It has one or two extra features in here. It has a search capability, and that you can just type in here and then go Bondi in here and you search. So that's something that you need to know. I know when people adopt into this new technology, they're not too sure how to search. So you click on inside above there, you can search on, let's say, anyone that's the primary contact is Reese, and it sees Reese in that field. You click on the clear button, which is either up here, down here, sorry, or up here. So I'm going to click on clear button to release the search again, and type again. Oh, that's sorting it itself. And type in Bondi again. We're going to go XYZ this time, and it's got XY higher. So once you've done that, let's say we do go back to a Bondi that we know that's got more data in here. Click on the Enter key and search it. This facility here is a little bit more slower. You've got the ones that's the dashboards that you have here is much faster that you go through, and that's going to give you a much more better user experience going through the application really quickly. But if you want to just, for example, do more data entering in the system and do more navigating, where you can right click on the columns here, just another thing, and with the right click of the columns you can customize those columns here and drag and drop more fields that you have, so that really helps you out. And that could display, similar to Excel, the look and feel of the information in front of you. Look, key thing to note as well, if you've got slow internet, don't, for example, don't expand these columns. So I'm just going to clear the screen here. So down here, make sure that if you've got slow internet and you're using the main views, if you've got 200, it's going to give you a slower experience. So go just to 10 if you've got bad internet, for example, on the views. From here, we're going to just go back to our friend Bondi. Okay. and double click on that person, and you'll get the views. Now this gives you a big history of the person from Bondi Development. It gives you the overall. I've done 2 activities, 1 meeting with this person. I've quoted $342. I've had 1 job, 1 tasks, and it's open at the moment. Invoice that I've sent in our system. That means it's our system can send invoices and put into the accounting system. You've got that. And then it gives you information from the accounting system that's reckoned. We do MYB and Xero in QuickBooks. So it gives you the timeline history of information along here that you've got as well. And just more information, just the address details and the mapping of it, where you've got the billing and shipping information and the location of it as well. We won't fully go into here in this overview page, but it just shows you in a view that you can just simply easily change people's phone numbers in here and save and close, or save each element, and really quickly go through the product and change elements, or like the tag, for example, here, and just go through and add more tags for this particular company. So that really gives you an easy view, an easy access of just using Creator and navigating it. So we'll go from what we've learnt so far in the CRM module, is that you've got 4 cards up here that shows you the contacts and which are the people. Companies is the organization views that has multiple people, and that means that for example, if I wanted to go back to we can use the breadcrumbs up here. You can go to the organizations, and you can see that this has 1 person like Lee White. Now the key thing with contacts and organizations or companies, if I click on this edit button just up here, I can add multiple contacts to it. So I can go into here and add new people like I'm going to call Brett Andrews, titles manager, email is email at domain.com, and the phone number is there. So you can add multiple people all at once, all along here, or link to an existing person. So an organization is really like CreataCRM, and you obviously the people are the people in that organization that you have in this section here, and we just save and view this here. And that means when you save and view here, that now builds that person in the organization, Brett Andrews. And if we go back to the dashboard, we can see back to here, you click on contacts, and you can see Brett Andrews, the manager from Bondi Development Group, is all in here, and you can see that in here. And so if you go to the organizations that you've got, that's all the organizations, which is 35 account here. Open tasks, again, we talked about that, and activities is obviously what you've done from jobs to meetings and calls. Okay, so that's the first overview of the system of CreataCRM. That gives you the ability to navigate through the CRM, and obviously go through a bit more when you're trialing. The other modules we've got in here will go further, but you've got we'll go through just navigating through sales, and you've got job management, you've got calendaring system as well. We'll talk about as well. Hopefully that helps. On the first video, I'll speak more, or give us a call on more questions you have with Creator. Talk to you soon.